Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, April 7th, 2022. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's NBA and NHL games, look at today's games. We'll recap the final spring training game, look ahead to opening day. Only 7 games, but it's still opening day. Early leaderboard for the Masters, Masked Singer recap from last night, news and notes, and best bet. All right, NBA, we'll start going over the games from yesterday night and going ahead and looking at tonight's games. Mavs over the Pistons 131-113. Dallas 50-30. Detroit 23-57. Luka Doncic 26 and Cade had 25. Nets over the Knicks 110-98. Brooklyn 42-38. New York 35-45. Kevin Durant had 32 and Alec Burks had 24. Hawks over the Wizards 118-103. Atlanta 42-38. Washington 35-45. Trae Young had 30. Kristaps Porzingis had 26. Celtics over the Bulls 117-94. Boston 15-30. Chicago 45-35. Jaylen Brown had 25 and DeMar DeRozan had 16. Jazz over the Thunder 137-101. Utah 48-32. Oklahoma City 24-56. Bojan Bogdanovic had 27 and Jalen Horde had 23. Clippers over the Suns 113-109. Clippers 40-40. Phoenix 63-17. Norman Powell had 24 and Ish Wainwright had 20. All right, now you look ahead to tonight's slate, only 7 games. At 7 o'clock, you have the Magic and the Hornets. My projection is Charlotte by a whopping 19 1/4, total 231 and 7/20. No Franz Wagner, no Wendell Carter Jr., no Cole Anthony. Charlotte has everybody, and they're playing for seeding. And it's 13 and 228.5. I'm going to play the Charlotte minus 13. For that one, 7:30 at the 76ers and the Raptors. My projection is Toronto by 1 3/4, so 228 and 11/20. And it is Philly by 1, total 220. I'm going to go with the over. Philly's just been an offensive machine lately. Joel Embiid pushing for MVP. I like the over. On TNT, Celtics Bucks, great game. My projection is Milwaukee by 4 3/4, so 240.5. And it's 6 and 227.5. I love the over. Jalen and Tatum are playing. I love the over in their game last night, but I didn't pick it for best bet, I don't think. And I did actually pick that for best bet. That's my mistake. But I like this better. I like this over a lot. I mean, with Giannis making MVP push too, I like the over. 8 o'clock Spurs, Timberwolves. My projection is Minnesota by 13 3/4, so 247.20. It's no DeJounte Murray. And it's 8.5 and 240.5. I'm going to lay 8.5 in Minnesota. He's trying to potentially get out of the play-in game. Trailblazers, Pelicans. My projection is New Orleans by 28.5, total 219, and it's 17 and 224. I'm going to lay to 17 with New Orleans. 9 o'clock, Grizzlies, Nuggets. My projection is Grizzlies by 2 1/4, total 236 and 4/5, and it is Denver 4, total 232.5. I like Memphis plus the 4 and plus 160. John Morant might be back tonight. And I think that Memphis is just trying to gear up for the playoffs. So I'm taking the 4 with Memphis. And 10 o'clock on TNT, Lakers Warriors should not be the TNT game. LeBron's eliminated. My take is that it should be 7 to 9:30. 7 should be Sixers Raptors. And 9:30 should be Celtics Bucks. But again, the national TV markets can't get over the big markets with the Lakers and the Knicks. We saw the Knicks on last night. They shit the bed against Durant and Kyrie. Well, they're tanking too because they're done. And the Lakers have no reason to tank because the Pelicans are getting their pick. But All this talk about LeBron wanting the scoring title. They should rest LeBron. They should rest Anthony Davis every game going forward. Frank Vogel's gone. Rob Pelinka might be gone. I'm definitely want a guest on next week to talk about these Laker possible ramifications. My projection 6.5 for Golden State, total 221 and 13/20, and it's 12.5 and 223. 12.5 would have been my number if Steph was playing. I like the Lakers getting the points. All that shit I just said about the Lakers, I'm taking them in the points. As of right now, LeBron and Davis are not out, and Steph Curry is. There you go. Lakers won't win, they'll cover. Just like they covered against the Suns the other night. Alrighty, now move on to hockey. We'll recap last night's games and look ahead to a busy window for tonight. Capitals over Lightning 4-3. Washington 38, 22, and 10. Tampa 43, 20, and 7. Number 3 started game with the goal. Ross Colton, number 2, started the game with a goal and assist. Alex Ovechkin, number 1, started the game, 2 goals and 2 assists. John Carlson. Red Wings over Jets 3-1. Red Wings 28, 34, and 9. Winnipeg 33, 28, and 10. Number 3 started the game with a goal. Michael Rasmussen. Number 2 started the game with 32 saves on 34 shots. Connor Hellebuck. Number 1 started the game with 32 saves on 33 shots. Thomas Greiss. Blues over to Kraken 4-1. St. Louis 40, 20, and 10. Seattle 22, 42, and 6. Number 3 started of the game with 2 assists. Braden Shen. Number 2 started the game with a goal. Justin Falk. Number 1 started the game with the goal. Robert Thomas. Canucks upset the Golden Knights 5-1. What a bad loss for Vegas. They laid an egg. Vancouver gets within 7 of Dallas. A little bit of a revenge spot for Vancouver, even though they got a point against Vegas on Sunday night. As the Canucks are now 33, 28, and 10. Vegas is 39, 29, and 4. Number 3 started game with a goal, Jack Eichel. Number 2 started game with 2 assists, JT Miller. Number 1 started game with 2 goals and 2 assists, Elias Pettersson. And the Flames over the Ducks 4-2. Calgary 42, 19, and 9. Anaheim 28, 32, and 12. Number 3 started game with a goal and an assist, Michael Stone. Number 2 started game with the goal, Adam Henrique. Number 1 started game with 26 saves on 28 shots, Jacob Markstrom. Now we look ahead to tonight's games at 7 o'clock. You have the Penguins and the Rangers. Big game from the Garden. I think tonight's outcome could very well determine second place in the division and possible home ice advantage. And Pittsburgh's favored at -113. Rangers are -106. Over under 5.5. Overs -124. Unders +102. Pittsburgh +1.5 is -275. Rangers -1.5 is +220. I don't get it. The Rangers should be favored in a home game over Pittsburgh. They're not, and I'm taking them to win outright at -106. They were underdogs the last time Pittsburgh came to town, too. Dumb. They must think that they're, like, a fluke or something. Flyers, Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets -137. Flyers +114. Over under 6.5, -175. Flyers +1.5 is -215. Columbus -1.5 is +176. I like the over. Preds Sens. Preds -176. Senators +146. Over under 6. Overs -122. Unders even money. Preds -1.5 is +146. Senators +1.5 is -176. I like the under. UC Saros is going to shut down Ottawa, I would think. Canadiens Devils. Devils -162. Montreal +134. Over under 7. Overs +116. Unders -142. Canadiens +2.5. +1.5 is -178. Devils -1.5 is +146. Boy, if the Devils were 2.5, that would be wrong. I like the Canadiens to win. They play hard on occasion for Martin St. Louis. I think the Devils are trying to tank a little bit, so give me Montreal. 7:30, Sabres Hurricanes. So the second end of the home and home here. Carolina -365, Buffalo +285, over under 6.5, overs -108, unders -112. Buffalo +1.5 is +115, Carolina -1.5 is -138. Give me the over. 8:30, Kraken Blackhawks. Chicago -154, Kraken +128, over under 6.5, overs even money, unders -122. Seattle plus 1.5 is minus 205. Chicago minus 1.5 is plus 168. Tough one. I like the over. Even money. Maple Leaf Stars. Huge game. Toronto's minus 144. Dallas plus 120. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 122. Under is even money. Toronto minus 1.5 is plus 168. Dallas plus 1.5 is minus 205. This is my favorite underdog in a while in terms of a plus money underdog. I love Dallas. They're playing for their playoff lives. They can't afford to lose this game. With Vegas a point back of them. So, give me Dallas plus 120 to beat Toronto. 10 o'clock, Canucks Coyotes. Vancouver minus 200, Arizona plus 162, over under 6, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Vancouver minus 1.5 is plus 128, Arizona plus 1.5 is minus 154. What scares me about the Canucks in this game is that it's the second of a back-to-back. If they win this game and Dallas loses to Toronto, very conceivable. Toronto's favored. But you know how I feel about the Maple Leafs as a favorite. Say if that were to happen, the favorite scenario happens, Vancouver and Toronto both win. Then Vancouver all of a sudden is 5 back with 10 to play, I think. Let's see how many games left to play. If the favorite scenario happens, yeah, they would be 5 back with 10 to go. They need this game, Vancouver. I'm going to go, I think it's an over at a juice number, minus 118 is the play. 10:30, Oilers, Kings. Oilers minus 128, Kings plus 106, over under 6.5, overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Edmonton minus 1.5 is plus 190, Kings plus 1.5 is minus 235. I think the Kings are a sneaky candidate to miss the playoffs if they haven't clinched yet. So, Florida clinched in the East, and in the West, it's just Colorado. No one's clinched outside of Colorado in the West. And the only team that clinched in the East is the Panthers. So, the Kings are in like a must-win mode low-key. I like them plus 106 to beat Edmonton tonight. And last but not least, Flames, Sharks. Flames minus 194, Sharks plus 160, over under 6.5, overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 134, Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 162. I will go with the over in this game. I think that this is a higher scoring game than where the juice is. All right, now I'm going to look back on yesterday's last spring training game and then look ahead to opening day matchups with picks for you. As the Phillies knock off the Rays 9-2 in the final spring training game. Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, Mickey Moniak, and Yohan Camargo all homered in this game. Ranger Suarez 3 2/3 scoreless with a strikeout. Nothing really notable for Tampa. Luis Patino was bad, 1 2/3, 3 has 4 earned runs on the walk, no strikeouts. Ryan Yarbrough saw 3 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts in his last tune-up too, so that's good for them. All right, only 7 games, but it's still opening day. 2 of them were postponed. Red Sox, Yankees, and Mariners, Twins. Both of those games will be played tomorrow. At 2:20 this afternoon from Wrigley Field, you have the Brewers and the Cubs. You have Corbin Burns, your reigning NL Cy Young winner, against Kyle Hendricks. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Brewers minus 1.5 is minus 115. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 105. The irony here is that this number was 10 last night, went down to 9.5. I still like the under. 2 good pitchers. I think this is a Cubs bullpen implosion bet, and why the total is that high. 410, you have the Guardians and the Royals. You have Shane Bieber, Zach Greinke. Indians minus 124, Royals plus 106, over under 8, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 146, Royals plus 1.5 is minus 178. Ooh, I'm staring at the Royals as an underdog that can win. But Shane Bieber's really good. Would not be stunned if the Royals won 2 games this weekend, but I don't know if they can beat Shane Bieber. So is there like a draw after 5 bet that I can do? Yeah. I'm going to go tie after first half. So that's the first 5 innings at plus 460 as like a sneaky fun bet. 415, the Pirates and the Cardinals. We have JT Brubaker and Adam Wainwright. Cards minus 174, Pirates plus 146, over under 8, overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 142. St. Louis minus 1.5 is plus 118. Pittsburgh might be another sneaky underdog if Adam Wainwright just looks old and washed up in this game. I'm going to go with the under at minus 114, under 8. 7 o'clock, you have the Mets and the Nationals. Tyler McGill and Patrick Corbin. Mets minus 124, Nats plus 106, over under 9, overs minus 124, unders plus 102. Mets minus 1.5 is plus 134, Nats plus 1.5 is minus 162. My favorite underdog on the board is the Nationals. I'm taking them. The Mets are going to be good this year, but this is one game with a guy in Patrick Corbin I think will bounce back, and the Nats can potentially trade this year. And McGill, who is a little bit of an unknown. And I could see the Mets bullpen collapsing in this game. Plus 106 is the play. Juan Soto, big day. 8 o'clock, ESPN2, you have the Reds and the Braves. Tyler Mahle, Max Fried. Braves minus 180, Reds plus 152, over under 8, minus 110 each way. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 126. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 105. The Reds are another underdog that can low-key win. I think all these underdogs can low-key win, even the Cubs. The case for Chicago is that Hendricks outpitches Burns. Burns has regression from the Cy Young year, and Hendricks shuts down the the Brewer offense, which is not good. In the case for the Reds is that Mahle outpitches Fried, and Mahle auditioning for a trade. But that said, the Braves are just better. I'm going with a run line. Minus 1.5 is plus 105 for Atlanta. And on the call, this game is going to be Carl Ravitch, David Cohn, and Eduardo Rodriguez, which is your new Sunday night booth. Oh, wait, no, it's no Cohn. It's Tim Kirchin instead. That's my mistake. The new Sunday night booth premieres Sunday night in the Bronx for Red Sox Yanks. 9:38, Astros Angels. Angels minus 120, Astros plus 102, over under 8.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 188, Angels plus 1.5 is minus 230. I'm down on the Astros this year, but I like them as a dog. It's opening day. I think that their bullpen can shut down the Angels, and the Angels' bullpen can implode, and Ohtani will pitch well. So, wonder if the better bet is Angels first half. It's minus 140. And the Angels to win is minus 120. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm going with the Angels. Minus 120. I think that could go up. Padres, Diamondbacks. Yu Darvish, Madison, Bumgarner. Padres minus 146. D-backs plus 124. Over under 9. Overs minus 106. Unders minus 114. Padres minus 1/2 is plus 108. D-backs plus 1/2 is minus 128. I'm going to go with the over. Madison Bumgarner's washed up. I think that the Padres can tee off of him. Like, it's a bandbox, but it's not a bandbox. A fun home run bet is Will Myers at plus 430. If I have a home run pick for the day of value. 6 career homers off of Madison Bumgarner. Myers has been with the Padres for a minute now, and obviously he's had success against Bumgarner back when he was in San Francisco. So I love the over, and I like Will Myers to hit a home run. If you want to build the same game parlay, Padres win, Will Myers homer, and the over 9, maybe a few other little things, would be a fun little same game parlay. Alrighty, the Masters is underway. I'm going to look at the early leaderboard as I am watching this on the TV right now. Obviously, the big story is Tiger. We love Tiger, and we want him to do well. So, early leaderboard tied at even. J.J. Spawn, Jose Maria Alazbal, and Padraig Harrington. Fourth with 1 over is Austin Greaser. Fifth with 2 over is Mike Weir. And that's your early leaderboard right now. And you have Francesco Molinari coming up. Substraka. Brian Palmer, Kangoo Lee. Hudson Swafford, Brian Harmon, Siwoo Kim, Zach Johnson in this hour. So, obviously on tomorrow's show, we will have a better look at what's to come these next few days down in Augusta. All right, Masked Singer last night, fun episode. We'll talk about it. It was the Group B again that went. We had a guest panelist. It was Nicole Byer. Ringmaster went first. They didn't give out many clues. They only gave out the mega clue, just like for the Group A. We had a lot of clues, then the mega clue show, and then a lot of clues again. So Ringmaster went first. She performed Super Bass by Nicki Minaj. She hints about the 90s and the guitar. I am going to stick with my a thought I've had for a week. And I wasn't sure. I think this could be actress Emily Osmond. There's that Hannah Montana clue. She played Miley's best friend in Hannah Montana. She was in Cyberbully. So that's where some acting comes from. She has a couple songs. She's from California. There was a California driver's license in the clue package. And Emily's a good singer. I think this is Emily Osmond. But I don't feel super about it. Ken Jeong went with Taylor Swift, which was a terrible guess. Nicole Byer said Olivia Rodrigo and Alanis Morissette. The case for Alanis is that she was big in the 90s. I don't think it's Olivia. She was born in the 2000s. I think Olivia may be too famous for the show right now. It'd be a huge get for the show. I thought Pepper was Olivia Rodrigo last year, and that was even before she's uttered the phrase driver's license. But I think Alanis' voice is too distinct. I don't think it's Alanis' voice. And then Nicole Scherzinger said Zara Lawson. Armadillo went next. He performed I Fought the Law by the Bobby Fuller tour. The mega clue were keys and a motorcycle. In terms of a guess, I think that this could be somebody like Howie Mandel. There were some hints about clean in the clue package last week. Obviously, clean, bald head. When he performed, his singing voice sounded like his talking voice, and that's where I came up with Howie. This, I think, is a comedian, potentially, and I landed on him, but I could be wrong. Jenny had a good guess of William H. Macy. There are some clues relating to a couple movies he was in. Nicole Byer said Jay Leno, and Nicole Scherzinger said Gary Busey. Then went Hydra. They performed Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top. The mega clue was a deck of cards and a joker. As I was watching this, I kind of fell off the Three Amigos guess, and I settled on Steve Buscemi and John Goodman because I think that there were two voices in the head instead of three. Jenny had the worst guess of the episode of Bert and Ernie. Robin Thicke said Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And the Celebrity BFF's back. It was Gilbert Gottfried. Is the Celebrity BFF a bad omen sometimes? Because when Ram went home, they showed Ram's Celeb BFF, Kate Hudson. And then Ram went home and it was Joe Buck. Miss Teddy went last. She performed Tell Me You Love Me by Demi Lovato. She was excellent. She was much better than last week. And she was okay last week. But this is perfect for her. Her mega clue was a Grammy. And the note said, congrats on the win. Last week, I thought about Gloria Gaynor as a potential guess. And then as she was saying her mega clue, she was literally saying the words to I Will Survive, which means it's not Gloria Gaynor. We know it's a throw-off. I was thinking maybe somebody like Donna Summer, who's also in that realm. We already had Gladys Knight. We already had Shaka Khan. We already had Dionne Warwick. And we already had Patti LaBelle. It's somebody in that realm. I don't think it's Tina Turner. Her voice is too distinct. It might be Gloria, but she's doing the reverse throw-off, I guess, in a way. But it's either Gloria Gaynor or Donna Summer. And Jenny said Gloria Gaynor after she said what she said. Nicole B said Jennifer Hudson, bad guess. And Nicole Scherzinger went with Robin's guess from a week ago with CeCe Pence. The duel was Armadillo against Hydra. That was predictable. Armadillo performed Walking the Dog by Rufus Thomas. And Hydra performed Two Princes by Spin Doctor. And Hydra went home. I hinted at it as we were talking about the Celebrity VFFs being a bad omen. My first impression guess was the Three Amigos. Obviously, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase. And my final guess, Steve Buscemi and John Goodman from The Big Lebowski. Robin's guess was Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Jenny had the worst guess of the episode of Bert and Ernie. But we know Bert and Ernie's voices, they're distinct. Ken went with Will Arnett and Zach Galifianakis. That was bad. Nicole Scherzinger said Will Ferrell and John C. Ryan. Nicole Byer said Penn and Teller. And who was it? Nicole B. was right. Penn and Teller. The Magicians. And then it's funny because when they unmasked it, the first part of it that was unmasked was a bunny, like a magic bunny, like a magician's bunny. And then popped up Penn and Teller. Fun get for the Masked Singer. Between them and Christine Brinkley so far for like the biggest names of the season so far. Although, I think Miss Teddy's probably a bigger star. Maybe Armadillo could be a bigger star. And obviously, Ringmaster is a star too. And on the other side, maybe Firefly. And obviously, we have Group C, which we'll see 13 days from now. So fun episode. I'm very intrigued for Miss Teddy because my first impression guess could very well be right or it could very well be wrong. So, it should be very interesting to see next week's episode because 2 go home next week. If I have an early guess of who goes home, I'd say probably Miss Teddy and Armadillo because Ringmaster is just sensational. She's the front runner for me. Unless if somebody from Group C emerges as a challenger. All right, news and notes time. There's some stuff to talk about. Just coming down right now, the Twins Padres trade that was reported last night is happening as the Padres will acquire Taylor Rogers, the closer from Minnesota. Chris Paddock going to the Twins. I like the deal for both sides. The Padres get a closer. And Minnesota gets a reclamation project in the back end of their rotation in Chris Paddock, who I think could really help in a change of scenery. And that's what the Twins are banking on this year. They're trying for change of scenery guys like him and Gary Sanchez. And the Padres needed a closer, so they get Taylor Rogers. And now Minnesota will be getting a reliever from San Diego, but we don't know who that reliever is. It's 2 for 2, so 2 going to San Diego and 2 going to Minnesota. We just need to see who the other 2 are in this trade. Amazing news. C.J. Abrams makes the Padres roster. I think that C.J. Abrams will have a big impact on the Padres. I think that this is like an audition for a trade potentially if they want to finally get off of Will Myers or Eric Hosmer to upgrade at that position. So this is like an audition for C.J. Abrams. Or maybe he'll be their second baseman. He puts Tatis at short. And then they potentially trade away Jake Cronenworth. So it's going to be interesting to see C.J. Abrams and how he does. Kyrie Irving confronts a Knicks fan at MSG. Not surprised. Probably a Knicks fan barking at him and yelling at him, F you didn't pick our team, and you're not vaccinated anyway, blah, 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 blah. It's probably one of those people. And Kyrie having some words. And the reliever headed to Minnesota is Emilio Pagan. Not bad. Emilio Pagan had some experience in the big leagues. Not a bad reliever. Ronald Acuna Jr. apparently had friction with Freddie Freeman while they're in Atlanta. And then Acuna went and denied the comments. And this came from Jansen Pujols. So we'll see, like, if Freddie Freeman has any words about this, because this could potentially linger. If the Dodgers and the Braves meet up at some point soon, and maybe one of those players gets plunked by a pitcher. Big news in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez, 5 years, $124 million extension with the Guardians with a full no trade clause. Good on the Indians for locking up an asset long term. Or the Guardians, and they, I think, want to be potentially better than people expect this year and down the road. Not do a blow it up, tear it down, rebuild like how the Orioles are doing and like how Oakland's potentially doing or looks like they're doing. So we'll see. Stephon Diggs to finish his career in Buffalo, as he says he's beyond happy to play his last years in Buffalo after that big extension. Ty Washington enters the draft, no surprise, and he'll hire an agent. Coach K says, I'm done. As obviously Jay Williams said that he might come back. He says, I'm done with the coaching part of it. And I said yesterday, I made the case for it. Bad loss in the Final Four. And he doesn't want his career to end like that. Just like Tom Brady didn't want his career to end in a loss against the Rams. This is interesting. Rafael Devers rejected a contract extension lower than he is willing to consider. Oof. That can get messy. A big trade in the WNBA. The Dream acquired the number 1 overall pick from the Mystics for $314 and the rights to a 2023 first-round pick swap. That's a huge trade. The Dream are really remaking their roster on the fly. And the Mystics got some assets for it. I feel like a team trades for the number 1 overall pick in the draft in the WNBA more often than not. I would like to have Mags on the podcast before the season. I'm referring to Jeff Maglicetti here. To talk some WNBA. But this is a very interesting trade. For sure. Lonzo Ball done for the season as he continues to rehab from knee surgery. That was expected because we talked about that yesterday. Norman Powell came back last night against the Suns as he made his Clippers debut after a broken foot. So that's a big deal. Major League Baseball hires CC Sabathia to work as a special assistant to Rob Manfred. I like that a lot. I love CC. He's a smart guy, knows what he's doing. And I think that he'll be a big help and have some saves and stuff. No truth to the Jets Metcalf rumor, as multiple sources denied the report that the Jets offered the Seahawks the number 10 overall pick for Metcalf. I don't know if I would do that if I'm the Jets. The Jets have a lot of holes to fill. I would trade back if I'm the Jets. And non-sports news, Attorney General Merrick Garland tests positive for COVID. Hopefully he'll be okay. And some New Jersey news. The mayor of Clark, there was a video that went viral of him using racist and sexist language. He apologized for it. NJ Advanced Media had the taping. There are police that were using the taping. And there's a lot of salary involved. This is a big deal. This is going to go on for a while. And then Governor Murphy suggested that the mayor of Clark, Sal Bonacorso, should resign immediately. We'll see if he resigns. It wouldn't be stunning if he did. But there's more to the story that I think will come out. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I have a lot of options here, but I'm going to stick with the NBA, and I'm going to go with the over in the Celtics-Bucks game. Second night in a row, I'm going with the over in the Boston game. I think that the Bucks will pose more of an offensive challenge, a challenge offensively to Boston. So, give me over 227.5. I'm going to lay a unit on it between the Celtics and the Bucks. So that's it for today's show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything and looking ahead to tomorrow, which is going to be opening day for the rest of the league pretty much. I think there's going to be 8+ games tomorrow, so looking forward to that. We'll go over what's up for the weekend as well. Masters, news and notes. We'll talk Idol too with the top 24 approaching on Sunday. And obviously news and notes and best bets as we head into the weekend. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.